every day.
Back at it again with another one. I'm gonna start incorporating more of my actual camera and my actual face into some of these recordings. We're kicking it up a notch. We're getting everything in gear. I'm going to be focused more on just pumping out as much content, Browns, Cavs, just all Cleveland related. Big thing this week, the return of Deshaun Watson, which signals this whole summer, ever since March, this whole spring, the fiasco, everything we went through, is it worth it? And I would say yes right now in the small sample size, but no at the same time that we essentially punted on the season. And I'll say we punted on the season because of coaching. We're 4-7 right now. We easily could be 500 or better. We should be at least 500 or better, getting Deshaun back into the home stretch. But football, it doesn't necessarily work out that way. You can have an all-Madden squad on paper, but if those guys are not utilized the right way in their strengths and how the coin flips and how the ball goes, 0-16 team can be a 17-0 team, or so on and so forth. It's any given Sunday. So learning that and just getting past the bias to say, hey, we're loaded, we're stacked at every position, it's kind of where we're at as a Browns fan. Within the last 4 years, they've had top 5, top 10 talent share. It just has not translated over the field. But hopefully with a franchise quarterback or quarterback coming into form, we can get better overall with that. So first game back, what do we expect? Do we expect rust? I expect them to be rusty. And one of the great things about this is that they're playing the worst team in the NFL, but still 2 years off. 2 years off is a lot. And it doesn't matter if you're like Jesus himself. I'm expecting that first quarter scripted, a lot of run, a lot of chub. I'm interested to see what happens when we go away from the scripted phase to the on-the-fly phase. And I think that's where we will see more Watson struggles. I don't think he's going to struggle the first series. I think he's going to struggle within making adjustments within the second drive, the third drive, the fourth drive, the fifth drive, before halftime. And as far as rust, it may take a couple games. It may take a quarter. But what we know about this Browns team is that we come out on the board with 7 right away. The days of the stacked box is gone. Nick Chubb don't have to worry about a stacked box. They may stack it this week just because the amount of time Deshaun Watson hasn't played, which is understandable. We understand that they have to stack the box just to see where his head's at, just to see what kind of talent, what kind of ability. The players have been raving about his accuracy in practice, so we'll know coming up shortly. Second thing is the Texans. The Texans right now are 1-9. One of their bright spots is Dameon Pierce, and I actually like him, man. He's at around 780 yards. He's going to reach over 1,000 yards. He's a strong bruiser back. And with our run defense the way it is, I do not want to take any chances. We need our linebackers shooting the gaps. We need to focus on stopping the run. That is the number one focus this week, stopping the run. We need to stop the damn run. We did good last week, but Tampa Bay is a passing team. They really don't want to run the ball. Now we got Houston in here, and they've seen in the past how teams have gotten victories over us just running the ball. It's a no-lose situation for them. If they win, they get a better draft pick. If they lose, they get a better draft pick. So it doesn't really matter on their end. They have nothing to play for, which makes everything dangerous. Can we potentially run the table? I am not expecting us to run the table. I'm expecting from these last 6 games to see a great sample size in order to move on to next year. And then when we go on to next year, we can see what's better. It's always next year. That's the trope, right? So I'm looking more so what we can do this year as a bridge to next year. Lasting predictions and scores. I don't think this is going to be a high scoring event. I think if the Browns could get at least 17 points to 20 points on the board, I think the game will be over. I don't think it's going to be I don't think Texans going to score 27, 30 points and they don't have to extend themselves. I think if they can get to 17, or at least if they can get to, if the Browns can get to 14 points in the first half, I think that will be it in the game, because what it's going to do is it's going to take Damian Pierce out of the game, and it's going to force the Texans to throw. And we want the Texans to throw. We do not want the Texans to run. My final predictions for this game would be the Browns 24 and the Texans 13. So, guys, it's always next year. I know. It's always next year. This year, it's going to be